Although science has proven that we all dream every night, many times people don't remember their dreams.
And so we want to take an opportunity right now to look at someone who is a real dream analyst. We want to welcome Craig Webb to our program.
Thanks for coming.
An honor and a privilege, you guys, definitely.
You know, this whole area of trying to understand and interpret what our dreams mean. When did you first become interested in this whole field?
Well, my story is kind of an interesting one. I have to say, yes, I'm a recovering thinkaholic.
Okay.
Because I started out as a physicist, studying pretty hardcore objective science, provability, you know, logic, and didn't know too much differently. And then pretty much out of nowhere, I had a powerful near-death experience, and it lasted 4 years. And then McGill University gave me a diploma. It's called Bachelor of Science. You ever had one of those?
I had about 22 years of that.
School, yes.
And I don't want to knock my education. It was actually really powerful and very useful. But in a way, and it's a higher truth, because a whole part of me was dying. You know, my emotional connections, my social life, my intuitive skills. And so in a way, the whole intuitive and maybe my whole right brain was like dying off in a way. And I actually did get stuck under a raft, nearly drowning, basically. At this moment, you know, not being able to take another breath because I kind of fell over quickly and the water's swirling. Whoa, this is it. I guess I'm not coming back. I'm dying now. I remember that really clearly. And with that, the struggling, the flight and fight kind of response all stopped, and it was just really peaceful. Wow. Hey, this is good.
Really?
Like a surprise. And then, you know, rafting the rest of the day pretty much as normal, except for that really powerful peace inside me. And then all of a sudden, you know, 10 dreams a day would start to come to me. Like, what?
So you started dreaming.
So some big
Is that what got you
opening
interested
happened
in
there.
it? Yeah.
Kind of my science world, I say, you know, switched and swung to the other end for a little while. Subjective science, first-person experience, intuition, emotional. And then, you know, later I brought them back together to create the Dreams Foundation.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people have you see recurring themes in dreams a lot of times. You know, like falling or flying. What do some of those things, do they mean the same thing to everybody?
Well, that's a good question too, because I don't necessarily support the dream dictionary one-size-fits-all approach. But the universal themes and some of the universal symbols are really powerful. In fact, you picked the biggest one, flying and falling. I have a question. Have you either had a flying or falling dream?
Yes.
Or being able to leap large
Sort
distances.
of, yeah.
Kind
sort
of weightless.
Floating halfway there.
Yeah. Outrunning a speeding bullet, but no, not that one.
Oh, that's
the
a good
leaping,
one.
yes.
That's a life dream. Well, these things are connected. Have you had the falling dream? Do you remember? Usually more in childhood, too.
No
More of
falling.
the leaping, the flying, the
leaping.
weightlessness.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, and this is for all the viewers, too, is the feeling of the dream. Because just like the Rosetta Stone connected the hieroglyphics and sort of was able to translate a language, what helps translate the languages of dreams is the feeling we have. So flying, or your floating dreams, how do you feel? Do you remember?
Well, I didn't, mine were like jumping
kind
large
of
distances,
leaping,
and I felt like
the moon,
empowered and things like that. But, or swimming underwater and not being able to breathe. Yeah, being able to breathe and doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and that feeling of kind of freedom, lightness, perspective, and usually when you breathe in water, there's like an extra richness, a symbolic, you know, water being emotion.
Big surprise, too.
Usually it's a good opportunity to go lucid or conscious, but the feeling shows that in your life you're probably feeling freer, lighter if you're flying, more perspective, whereas falling, it's really kind of the same thing, because you're in the air and there's nothing around you, so you're sort of flying, but it's going downward, and it's usually fear. Oh no, I'm going to be in big trouble, or maybe I'll wake up just before I die or something, but usually the day is ruined. And there's a simple shift, a recognition or a recognition that, hey, falling is flying. I don't need to be in fear. And these big life lessons we can learn in dreams actually translate to life really well. I don't have to be around worrying, fear. I can just sort of breathe, shift to trust. That's sort of what I did under the raft. But the dreams teach everybody pretty much every night. 90% of people around the world having those too.
So,
we're talking universal themes.
Yeah.
So think about, what are you feeling in the dream at the moment? Because I had heard that before when I spoke with someone that sort of did dream analysis. How does it make you feel? The experience, whatever it was. And so that's the emotion that you're working through.
That's crucial for kind of connecting the dream event, which has different setting, different characters, with the waking events and what it's speaking about. Yeah.
How about recurring dreams, where you have the same or similar dream?
How about the chase? You ever had that one? Being chased?
Yeah, where you're dead, you can't move practically. You're being chased, you can't move
that's
quickly.
a little different one, because you might have two going. I think one of the other producers has it stuck in slow motion, can't speak, can't scream.
Yeah.
By the way, a TV host's worst nightmare, I would guess. If you'll pardon my... And these themes, some of them are a little less common. Those ones pretty common, especially the chase dream. 81.5% of people. So more than 4 out of 5 people chase.
So what does that mean?
Well, I can tell you a story, and maybe you can see. It's a quick story, but it's about Mimi, a person I worked with. And she's kind of in the chase dream, recurring, waking up, her day is ruined at work, and, stressed, tired, etc. And I said, you can learn lucid dreaming, or conscious dreaming, guiding a dream to some degree, which is one way to resolve all the recurring dreams. And she goes, oh, that's interesting. So she tried some of the practices, and there she was all again in chase dream, this time chasing in a car. So she hopped out in the parking lot, running in her dream. And then she had that moment, kind of a flash, the recognition or something new. Oh my gosh, it's the same dream, I can do something different. And she whirled around and said, this is my dream and you can't hurt me, to the pursuer.
Oh.
And she had to face courage to do it. So there's like an important spiritual lesson, a shift inside her, maybe some neuronal pathways kind of going left instead of right. And for the first time she saw the face of this character chasing her, and he had beautiful, loving eyes, she said. And he said, chase you? What? I've been running after you all this time to tell you I love you. Oh. But you've been running, so I've been chasing you. So we would say part of her psyche, maybe her masculine part, her strength, her assertiveness, sort of got integrated because he took her hands in the dream. She woke up feeling very energized, never had the nightmare again. In other words, she got the lesson. You know how you have to do a course at school if you didn't pass, you have to go. So she never had the nightmare again.
Groundhog's Day, over and over again.
Well,
and he graduated from that too.
That's true. My oldest daughter does something that I have never heard of. You probably hear it commonly, but she will be dreaming something and get to the end and wake up and not like the dream.
Not like the way it ended?
The way it ended, and want to go back, and she will fall back asleep and then create a new ending for it, sometimes 2 or 3 times. I think that's bizarre, but the people, can they go back in and fall asleep, go to the same dream and change the ending?
Absolutely. Well, your daughter...
Well, she does it, so I know.
How common is it? It's fairly common. You'll see more than half the people, more than half the viewers, if at some point the phone wakes you up or the smell of beautiful cooking food wakes you up, and then you can kind of surf back in. What's interesting from a sleep cycle, kind of science point of view, is most of our deep sleep, kind of the really out cold, happens during the start of the night. So those types of dreams where you can kind of go in are usually towards the morning hours.
Right.
Just because our waking and dreaming minds are closer together. And there's some interesting applications. That's the benefit. So once you have lucidity, that's one thing. Or once you have more conscious awareness and you can direct a little bit. But then what? What do you want to do with it? And I encourage people, we don't always have time on the television in a few minutes to say, but people can check out the website of the nonprofit foundation. It's dreams.ca. And it shows many of the benefits, very practical benefits, Athletes rehearsing skills. I don't know if she's an athlete, but she could practice presentations. Maybe she wants to become a TV host. But she can try out these behaviors beforehand, kind of the ultimate proving grounds. And then she's got the skill, the confidence, and maybe even the neural synapses firing the right muscles in waking life if she's an athlete.
Now, what about the dream that so many people have, of feeling like they're exposed in public?
Oh, yeah,
what does that
naked
mean?
in public. Well, first off, I say nightmares or recurring dreams, lucky you. Would you put a Band-Aid over the oil light on your car if it started bugging you? No.
No.
You go and get the oil changed. So the recurring dreams are coming as a valuable medicine, perhaps bitter. Oh no, I'm naked in public. And the key thing for that one, because probably lots of the viewers have it, is notice that none of the other people in the dream are really bothered or they're not minding.
That's true.
Have you had it?
Well, sometimes they walk out on it.
My dream is that I'm the age I am today, and I'm in swimsuit competition all over again.
So
I'm
close.
like, no.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
And you can ask yourself, where am I feeling a little exposed, self-conscious? Where I don't need to be because the other people aren't noticing it. So a life lesson again, and the dream's kind of prodding and saying, hey, you're doing great. It's only you who's kind of questioning and trying to improve. It's a great aspect, but you can chill it out and kind of enjoy the ride.
So maybe the things that we're self-conscious about, we don't need to be so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, and the dreams will always come to show you where your edge is, sort of the stuff you haven't quite completed.
What about people who don't dream? Because I'm kind of in a stage in my life where I'm really not dreaming that much.
Oh, well, that's a good little segue here. I want to offer you guys Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. Here's a lightsaber for you if you want to battle the dark forces. And you see how the pen lights up? You can actually write down your dreams. And we sell them at the Dreams Foundation. This is a gift. People can go to dreams.ca and pick these up.
In the middle of the night, you can write down your dream.
And it helps because if you turn on the room light, that's really upsetting, or if you have an alarm, that can really jar you out of the dream, or if you move. So keep all the physical senses really quiet. And that'll help an awful lot. And before bed, you can kind of give a strong suggestion. oh, I'd like to easily and naturally remember dreams, and I just trust I will. Not forcing it, but just kind of allowing. And then maybe a dream journal with a light pen. And I gave it to you guys because I didn't want you disturbing each other if you wake up in the middle of the night now.
So the key is to think about, how do I feel in the dream?
That's really
and what am I
important.
trying to work out? And make that connection to your everyday waking life.
All right,
Thank you
Craig,
so
well,
much
thank
for
you
being
so
with us. It's fascinating science behind it, and psychology as well.
Craig, thank you.
A real
Thanks for
pleasure.
being
Real
with us.
pleasure. And I wish you pleasant nightmares in case they come again.
Thank you.
And on that
Well, there's
note-
more every day when we come back. Stay with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that- Are you dreaming?
What are you dreaming?